the esteemed managing committee members of BF Salgaocar College of Law, the esteemed trustees of Chief Justice G.D. Kamat Charitable Trust, Ninad, Dr. Shabir Ali, Shri Bhaskar Nayak, Shri Dinar Bhatkar, Riddhi Moge, Priyanka Sheth, senior advocates Mr. Desai and Mr. Prudent, members of the bar, students, participating teams, the dignitaries of the days, and my dear fellow students in law. To begin with, we must pay our tributes to late Chief Justice G.D. Kamat, in whose memory this national moot court competition was held. In his lifetime, Chief Justice Kamat always strove to add something to life and was unconcerned with what he could get out of life. Even after his passing, he continues to add to the quality of legal education and the quality of lawyers and judges. Every person, they say, ought to be a debtor to his profession. Chief Justice Kamat has repaid his debt in full measure and even beyond. And from this, we must take inspiration. And for this, we must record our profound gratitude. The trustees, I should say, have lived up to the solemn trust reposed by holding such significant law-related events. I think this is a very fitting tribute to late Chief Justice Kamat's memory. Friends, I was told that the National Moot Court was a resounding success. Most of the teams performed exemplarily well, and they enhanced the judges' difficulties in choosing the three teams which were better than the best, not just the best. Most judges have expressed this sentiment at the end of each round. Some even complained to the organizers about the difficulties in judging teams that were almost equal in competence and presentation skills. The organizers then, I think, promised the judges to make the participants to pay for making judging so difficult. They introduced a rule that the participants and the potential winners must listen to a long and boring talk by the guest speaker before the winners get their prizes. And to harshly enforce this rule, they have invited me. So please bear up with me. At the end of my talk, you will have twin pleasures. First is that the talk is ended, and the second is you will receive your well-earned prizes. Friends, I consciously addressed you as my dear fellow students in law. This is because the expanse of law is so great that no one ever ceases to be a law student. Each day, you only discover how much you did not know. In a sense, legal education is nothing but a progressive discovery of the magnitude of your ignorance. Therefore, we must, as of necessity, follow Mahatma Gandhi's advice that we must live as if this was our last day on the earth, but we must learn as if we were to live in eternity or forever. Friends, education, they say, is a technique to transmit knowledge. If the knowledge acquired or gained by one scholar were to live and die with her, the march of civilization would be seriously hampered. If civilization is to advance, and advance meaningfully, then education, particularly legal education, must enlighten our understanding and also enrich our character. The two hallmarks of a student whose understanding has been enlightened are her capacity to think clearly and intellectual curiosity. If your education has equipped you to think for yourself about the problems you encounter in the college, then we can say that the college has done its bit for your education. If not, you should try to acquire this habit once you have completed the college education. I should quote Mark Twain, who famously said that college education can do you no harm provided you are willing to learn thereafter. Friends, today we live in an age where we glorify machines like computers, smartphones that actually think. But we are extremely suspicious or even wary of human beings that attempt to think themselves. Artificial intelligence no doubt has its merits, but it would be a sad day and perhaps a very sad world if we were to mortgage our ability to think to a machine or an algorithm, however intelligent that machine or algorithm may be. We should not want to atrophy our thinking faculties, lest there is no difference between a human being and a machine. We cannot, or at least we should not, let humankind be robbed of its humanity. I think we should be on guard against the habit, against forsaking the habit of clear and independent thinking. Be on guard against the growing tendency of being herded like a sheep. Be on guard against going with the tides, not because on mature consideration the tidal flow is the best way forward, but simply because it appears to be the easy or the expedient way out. That is not the hallmark of an educated mind. Remember always that your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your values, and your values become your destiny. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but it is an habit, says Vindura. Therefore, please consider developing the habit of clear thinking, independent thinking, and above all, fearless thinking. Be on guard against fanatics. A fanatic is a person who does not change her opinion come what may, and does not allow you to change the topic come what may. Usually, these are products of a very, very closed mind. A closed mind is not conducive to legal practice. Friends, history has shown that if you can think clearly, independently and fearlessly, you will strengthen the most essential muscle required for legal practice. This muscle is courage. Courage, dear friends, goes all the way. Maya Angelou explained that courage is the most important of all virtues, because without courage you cannot practice any other virtue consistently. Courage is resistance to fear, mastery over fear, but it is not the absence of fear. Nelson Mandela explained that courage was not absence of fear, but the triumph over it. A brave person is not one who does not feel afraid, but who conquers fear. Friends, they say that a ship is the safest in the harbor, but then that's not what ships were built for. Alkiwala, in his address to the students of the Bangalore University, said, and I quote, "We are surrounded by too many persons who are willing to compromise and temporize. We have far too many boneless wonders in our midst. With such persons, expediency is all. A person with courage to never submit or yield is like a rock in the wilderness of shifting sands." The second is intellectual curiosity. This is also another hallmark of a student whose understanding has been enlightened. A well-formed mind, they say, is as rare as a well-lived life. Therefore, do not commit the error of going through your life merely by doing routine chores of the day after day and year after year. Do not become mere passengers in this wonderful journey of your life. Get interested in some hobby. Take interest in the history of our country's priceless heritage. Find out what gives you joy and pursue the path. Style and fashion are fine. This is your age to indulge in style and fashion. Nobody would judge you for indulging in them. But please remember that in the long run, style and fashion depend on how you furnish your mind and your thoughts. That is what gives a person a poise, inner strength, and a sense of confidence to face the world. Friends, please consider reading some good books say of literature and history. Any topic would do. I mentioned history and literature because of what Sir Walter Scott once said, and I will quote, "A lawyer without history or literature is a mechanic, a mere working mason. But if he possesses some knowledge of these, then he may venture to call himself an architect." The books replenish your life and make your life fuller and richer. Books share the experiences of the authors. They give insight into their lives. They enable you to share their valuable experiences. Particularly in the field of law, there is a wealth of knowledge in the form of biographies, autobiographies of eminent lawyers and judges. Friends, please read M.C. Chakla's Roses in December to understand how even the greats in the profession struggled in their early days and how the struggle continued for a considerable length of time. Please read Lord Denning's books to understand how a clear mind can produce a beautiful amalgam of law and literature in simple and lucid language. Read John F. Kennedy's Profiles in Courage, a small book concerning some 7 to 8 senators who did what according to their conscience was right and proper, knowing fully well that their judgment would cost them their political careers. Friends, today I find a growing tendency amongst young lawyers and law students to rush to precedents or case law when confronted with any legal problem. Instead of a thorough analysis of the facts and the legal principles involved, numerous precedents are cited and a desperate attempt is made to somehow or the other synchronize the facts with the precedents. This is not, according to me, a correct approach. Ali Nariman refers to this syndrome or malady as a case law diarrhea. Always master the facts. Strive to develop an original argument. Instead of overemphasizing on precedents, try to go to a place where no one has gone before and then leave behind a trail for others to follow. Regarding precedents, I must say, never ever suppress a relevant precedent, thinking that the other side or the judge may not know about it. Never cite any overruled cases. You may get away with such practices once or twice, but someday you will be caught and remembered as a person who is not quite reliable. Credibility is everything in legal practice. Your intelligence or industry or presentation skills may not amount to much without credibility. Never consciously make an incorrect statement in the court, or you risk being mentally blackballed by the judge. This is what Mr. Nariman has written in one of his books. He says being mentally blackballed by a judge is the practicing lawyer's greatest occupational hazard. If you deliberately make incorrect statements and make a habit out of it, your assertions will be looked upon like the chime of the proverbial Irish clock that strikes 13. Irish clock is supposed to strike 12. But this one, sometimes once in a while, strikes 13. Then people who listen to you will not only believe the 13th chime, not only disbelieve the 13th chime, but they will have doubts about the correctness of the first 12 as well. In the court, dear friends, always be firm and dignified. But please do not confuse these qualities with rudeness or arrogance. Learn to lose with dignity. The entire edifice of a legal system exists and can survive only on mutual good faith between the bench and the bar. When you argue a case in a court, be clear, precise and not confused. Your mental output must flow. For it to flow, you must be well equipped and well prepared. Don't be messy. Present a cogent and a logical argument. A lawyer is very often expected to think on her feet. But contradictory as it may appear, a thorough preparation and a habit of clear and original thinking is a prerequisite. Winston Churchill once explained that most of his time was spent preparing his impromptu or extempore speeches. In the first 5 to 10 years of legal practice, if you are cruising fine, please stop, pause and look behind to see if you are on the right track. If you can find a path with no obstacles, it probably doesn't lead to anywhere. Usually the first 5 to 10 years are rough and bumpy, but they are the ones that will pave the way for future success at the bar. Never despair. Success is nothing but going from one failure to another without any loss of enthusiasm. This may be hard, but then who says that life is easy? Friends, I conclude by wishing my fellow students good luck. But always remember that luck is what you have left over after you have given your 100%. Never be unduly deterred by the stormy winds that may come in your way. We may not be able to direct the winds, but we can always adjust our sails. And in any case, please remember that the strongest trees always grow against the wind.
Subscribe Prudent social media channel and press bell icon for latest notifications.